Welcome to the RBV Show, where there's no red shirt this week after a 2-3 record. But what are you gonna do? I guess the red shirt's only coming out unless I go 4-0 in the lock of the week. And the lock of the week right now is 19 and 12, I believe. So we're still in the black. If you put 50 on everything I've ever said, you're up 350. If you put a unit, as people call it, you're up 700. So can't really complain that. Well, you can't complain, but shouldn't complain that much. You can buy a bunch of steak dinners and groceries, and who doesn't want that? And now let's get to the show. Kind of getting back to last week's lock of the week. I was very happy, obviously, James Madison won and the Colts beat the Pats, because I thought that was going to happen. But the other morons didn't hit at all. They needed to step up and hit for the lock of the week, and they didn't. What the fuck? I still can't believe Memphis didn't hit because they have such a good offense, and Charlotte hadn't scored 10 points in the past. Only had scored 10 points in the past 5 games, basically per game, which I don't understand. And USC Oregon, they didn't cover. I don't understand why not. They didn't hit the over. Who gives a shit if they covered? And the Seattle defense, they fucking suck. I'm not sure how they still have jobs after that fucking pitiful performance against the Commanders, but what are you going to do? We're going to move on, folks. Also, I'm still losing the battle against my headphones, as pointed out in the Jews chat. I think they're always going to be tangled up somehow. Thank God at least they're not tangled up right now. I hope. But I'm going to continue to fight the good fight against tangled headphones. All right. And with that, let's get to the lock of the week. The first lock of the week is Commanders-Giants at minus 9.5 for the Commanders. So right now, the Giants have no offense, no quarterback, and literally are having a horrendous season. Sam DeVito, I think he's out of Syracuse, isn't the answer, nor will he ever be the answer for the Giants. The season's lost for the Giants. And after getting killed against Dallas last week, I can't imagine why they would be up for playing a game at Washington. I have to admit, Washington did impress me with a good road win against Seattle. I was pretty surprised they were able to take a W from the game. Overall, I think the Commanders will be able to cover the spread due to the fact the Giants won't be able to muster up much offense. The Giants did score 17 points last week, but that was mostly in garbage time. And I don't think if the Redskins' first-team D is on the field the whole time, they're not going to do much. I think the way this game is going to go is it's going to be a tight game at first. But eventually, after many 3-and-outs by the Giants offense, the defense is going to get tired, and they're going to start giving up points. I don't think this is going to be like a blowout. I think maybe it'd probably be like 21-7, maybe 28-7, but it's not going to be like 49-0. But I think it's going to be a cover of attrition. Washington will have a full home field advantage against the Giants. Giants fans rating FedEx, which does matter. If you've watched past Redskins game against the Eagles-Giants, it might as well be a home game for those respective clubs. The Redskins fans are going to show up and they're going to get it together. You might sweat this out a little bit, but the Commanders will cover. And that is why this game is the lock of the week, or one of the locks of the week. Dallas, Carolina is another game that I believe they're going to cover the 9.5 spread. After last week, I don't think the Cowboys are going to take the foot off the gas against Carolina. I know they're on the road, but the Panthers fan base right now is pretty uninterested. They're going to march to the stadium to protest how the team has been lately, how bad the team has been playing lately. Bryce Young has looked better, but I think the Cowboys have too much talent on both sides of the ball. Obviously, with Micah Parsons on the defensive side and Lamb on the wide receiver for the offensive side, and of course Marion Barber. The Cowboys are going to be very motivated to win this game because the Eagles are playing the Chiefs, and they know they have to keep winning to keep pace with the Eagles. And I don't think the Cowboys are going to have much of a letdown after this game. They know they need it, and it's as simple as that. Especially with the Philly going to the Chiefs, this is going to be a good game for them to win, and they have to win it. I think they'll be sharp, and they'll cover the 9.5 spread. All right, NCAA locks of the week. After this week's loss with Memphis in the lock of the week, there will be no more freaking spur-of-the-moment lock of the weeks, because that just ended up being a fucking disaster. And I did hear on the Veterans Day stream and other streams that, Memphis fucked up a lot of parlays. So that's not good. And again, I still can't believe they lost that game. Like, what the flying fuck? I mean, God damn it, Memphis. People hate it. I hate it. Memphis sucks. All right, let's get to the locks of the week. Louisville versus Miami. I take Louisville all day in the spot. Quite frankly, they're better than the Hurricanes. The Cardinals' running attack will eventually wear down the Miami defense. I also think the spread is a little too low for the Cardinals, but that's a good thing because if they only have to win by 1, that's fine. They have everything to play for and are going to win this game. Basically, as I've said before, Louisville has their own road to the ACC championship. They fucking control it. It's all theirs. They have to win out. I don't think they're going to come into Miami, go down to Miami, and be, lackadaisical about it. I think they're going to step up and they're going to play well. And plus, Miami's going to be down after losing a close game to FSU. The Cardinals didn't exactly light the world on fire when they beat Virginia, but I think they'll be focused this week to beat Miami more than a single point. You take the Cardinals for the Robbie V lock of the week. Touche. All right. Notre Dame versus Wake Forest, negative 24.5. Notre Dame has 2 solid weeks. First of all, you take Notre Dame for a lot of reasons, and we'll get to them right now. First off, Notre Dame has a great running attack. Wake Forest is like 4-6 on the season. They have nothing to play for. And they're, to be honest with you, they're not that good to begin with. Notre Dame, on the other hand, has had 2 solid weeks to really stew about the loss to Clemson. They're going to be angry. They're going to want to play hard. They're going to want to win. I think they're going to come out guns blazing against Wake Forest, especially because Sam Hartman used to be the quarterback of Wake Forest. He has plenty of personal revenge. He probably wants to take out on the Demon Deacons. As I said before, Notre Dame has 2 weeks to game plan. I don't see Wake Forest putting up much of a fight here, and that's why this game is the second college football lock of the week. The people love it. One thing I just want to point out for our viewers is that the Robbie V Show, might as well get some useful information, not useless information, is you want to join the ESPN Bet app now and make a bet. When you do this, you get $200 in bonus bets. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. Special shout out to Sig in the gambling chat for pointing this out. That's an MVP move, Sig. Now, for the NFL and NCAA picks. BC versus Pittsburgh on Thursday night. Look, BC is going to have a tough time in this game. I think Pitt, unfortunately, will be up for it. And I think the word is out on BC's QB, who took a lot of teams by surprise at first. But I think the people got the film and they know what to do against them. This game is honestly a toss-up, which is sad because BC should be better than this, to be honest with you. I mean, I can't back them, though, because they have too many injuries, Garwo, Ryan O'Keefe, and others. And that performance against Virginia Tech. I know Hatfield will probably stay another year, but as a BC fan, I can't be happy with this season. We lost the majority of our good recruits of the 2024 recruiting class, and overall, it just wasn't a good season. We got a bunch of wins against a bunch of teams we shouldn't beat. Schedule was easy, and I'm really looking for Jeff Hafley to make it better, make it just do better, And that segment was brought to you by Pizza Project. Pizza Project. In a little bit, they're going to go to sandwiches, but they're artisan sandwiches, so they're really good. Usually they make the switch around in December, so they only got limited time, folks. I'm just letting you know. And this is also brought to you by Bone and Bread. Bone and Bread, home of the Chicken 65 sandwich. It's a beautiful sandwich, and you ought to eat it. Thumbs up. All right. My NFL pick for the week is Jets versus the Bills. -7 Bills. I think this game is going to be really going to be interesting, as the Jets and the Bills played such a thriller in the Meadowlands. The Bills certainly aren't playing good football right now. I think this game is going to be closer than the 7-point spread, but I wouldn't bet your life savings on this. Overall, I think the Jets, even though they're on the road, have a good shot to win this game. I also think the Lions have a great shot at beating the Bears. I understand that, what's his name? The Ohio State quarterback. It'll come to me probably when I do the MVPs and the Walk of the Weeks. But I understand he's back, but the Bears don't have a fucking offense. And their offense really isn't that good. And the line's -9 for the Lions. So there's no reason that you should, fear back on the Lions in this state of mind. Or in this game. Justin Fields, that's the kid from Ohio State. It always escapes me. I mean, Justin's a good guy. He's a good American. I hope. Played for Ohio State. He was pretty good. Anyway, I just want to get back to one college football game. Just bringing it up here on DraftKings. Hold on. Yeah. Utah versus Arizona. I honestly think Utah's probably is not going to win this game. I think Arizona has not that they have a better team, but I just think Utah hasn't played that well lately, and they've fallen from a prestigious rank of 22 in the country. And also, finally, there was one game. By the way, fuck USC. I'm not a fan of theirs. Where is it? Yeah. Washington versus Oregon State. This is a big game. I mean, Washington's ranked number 5, and Oregon State is ranked number 6. The total for this game is 63.5, which I'm actually really surprised at because I think Oregon State has a better defense than people think. I wouldn't be jumping at the freaking barnyard to bet the over this game. I mean, I would take the under, but I would definitely add a few points. You know, use your alternative line. You know, I see Florida and Missouri are playing next to that. The game below on DraftKings. I really have no comment on that game, so we'll move on to the NFL. The one game I was kind of surprised at for the NFL the line was the Raiders versus the Dolphins. I understand the Raiders aren't exactly the greatest thing since sliced bread, but 13 points for these guys is a lot, and they really are playing well under their new coach, Antonio Pierce. And I can't exactly imagine the Dolphins are going to be that motivated to play the Raiders. You know, they don't really have what I would call a solid leadership in the locker room. You know, Tyreek Hill isn't moving mountains, but that's just me. All right. This next segment, MVP, Wonk of the Weeks, and Dope of the Days, is brought to you by Alumni Pizza and the Ocean Kai. Alumni Pizza, the best bar pizza in Weymouth. And the Ocean Kai, some of the greatest Hingham, Massachusetts Chinese food. All right. Let's get to the letters. Dear Robbie V, are you upset that the lock of the week didn't hit and that you went 2 and 3? Medner's bet on one of the locks of the week and lost. What do you have to say about that? What are your thoughts on the veteran show? All right. Well, I mean, that's a lot of questions, so let's get to it. I mean, I was upset about the 2 and 3 lock of the week. You know, I made a bad choice on Memphis. I also made a bad choice believing in Seattle, and I let the people down. You know, you could call me dope of the day, but I don't think I am. So that's that. Okay. You know, Mendes did bet on one of the locks of the week. He bet on the USC Oregon over, which I told him to bet on, and it didn't hit. What I have to say about that is I missed on that bet, and I'm man enough to admit it. Menace did tell me that, you know, maybe he was going to put his house and home on it. I hope he didn't do that and he still has a house, in a business. I'm pretty sure he didn't put house and home on it, so I think we're all good. The last thing we need is our CEO in massive debt, but he's not, so we're all good here. Anyway, what are your thoughts about the Veterans Show? It was a great show. We had a good time, and we raised some money for the veterans. You know, I had a few pops, and it was a festive occasion. Okay, let's move on to the MVPs. The MVP is the Foxborough field hockey team, who blocked out the noise and defeated Swampscott in hockey. That game had a huge spotlight early, especially because of what happened to that poor girl from Dayton Rehoboth, when she got her teeth knocked out. But it didn't matter. The Foxborough hockey team took care of business. You know, MVP also goes to James Madison for taking care of business against UConn and securing a win for the lock of the week. All right. Dope of the day. San Francisco. The whole fucking city government is dope of the day. You know, they won't clean up their freaking city for their own residents, but when China's, leader Z comes to town, or I think that's how you say his name. That's all right. Comes to town, they cleaned up the city in no time flat. It's a real embarrassment to the city and its leaders who don't come off in the best light. And to be frank, look like complete shit in this situation. They should be ashamed of themselves and resign. The city of San Francisco needs to take care of their problems, during all the time, and not just when a freaking foreign, leader shows up. Shame on you. Pathetic. Wonks of the week. The first Wonk of the Week award goes to the Morana Company that decided decided to fire 900 people over a Zoom, then didn't mute them at all. I mean, like, let's kind of like think about this. A highly emotional situation. People are going to be pissed, probably dropping some swear words, and yet we're all freaking sitting here being like, oh, hey, all good, Definitely. Like nothing was going to happen. Everyone was going to act accordingly. Of course, this got picked up by TikTok, and of course, it's gone viral. I first saw the story on Barstool Sports. It's just unbelievable. I mean, first off, how did they think firing 900 people was going to be a good idea or bring good press to the company? It's fucking outrageous. What's even worse is they let one HR person handle this on the Zoom. This company is a bunch of wonks that Robbie V refuses to do business with. And you'll be hearing a Chapter 11 filing from them, no doubt, soon. A delayed wonk of the week goes to the CEO of a company who said not to worry about getting a bonus when she was getting one of $4 million. The company made honest furniture, and that CEO should be fired. She looks and sounds like a witch who didn't deserve her $4 million. All right. And that segment was brought to you by, what's it called? Honster Farms. Honster Farms. Go get your milk, your produce, and your other, items there. All right, so what do we have going on? We have Mike and the Minifans, coming up this Friday. We have the Deegan podcast on Sunday. We have the Big Dog Show coming out, I think it's tomorrow morning or Friday. There's a lot of excitement on the network. I encourage you to hit the subscribe button to the KMN Network and watch all of this great programming. I'm going to have a play of the day for Friday, and I am not, ladies and gentlemen, going to have a day of lock of the week. It didn't work out for the people, And also a reminder, sign up for ESPN Bet app and have a free gambling weekend. And that's all I can ask for, people. This is Robbie V. Telling you to take care of yourself and each other and have a good day. Thank you.